G'day guys, Jake from Lekeal here. Just thought today we'd introduce you to a few of our staff and really find out what makes them tick. The first one we got here today is Millsy. Welcome Millsy. Now I've got a couple of questions for you mate. Now the current election's going on. By the time this comes to air we will have a new Prime Minister. So I just thought if you were Prime Minister mate, what's the first thing you would change?
Shorter working week, 4 days. 4-day working week, definitely.
I like it. Now that we can travel again, do you have any travel tips?
Get in the car and go anywhere. Just go for a drive.
Now I'm welcomed by everybody's favourite tradie, Scotty. Welcome Scotty.
Thanks Jakey.
At the moment we're going through the election. If you were Prime Minister mate, what's one thing you would change?
Probably could always do with a couple more days off. Maybe like the back end of the year. You got the AFL Grand Final off, but I wouldn't mind a couple in November or so. Just make up a day there, just have a couple extra spare days.
Now that we can travel again, do you have any travel tips?
I'm just about to book a trip to Bali actually. So me and Oscar and Jack are thinking of going. So maybe just get your passports ready, get them all ready and yeah, pack them.
Right, I just want to introduce you to Riley, one of the apprentice plasterers. Thanks for coming on board, Riley.
Easy.
It's got a couple of quick fire questions for you, mate. If you were Prime Minister, what's one thing you'd change?
Oh, probably apprentices getting more pay.
As a kid, what do you want to be when you grow up?
Oh, when I first started going through school and finding a job, I wanted to be a mechanic, and I couldn't find anything in the area, so I thought I'd look in the area of construction.
Beautiful, I like it. Right guys, I'm here with Tyler, another first year apprentice plasterer. It's going really well at the moment too, so welcome Tyler. I've just got a couple of quick questions for you mate. If you were Prime Minister mate, what's one thing you would change?
Like the legal age for drinking.
Yeah, right. As a kid, well you still are a kid, what do you want to be when you grow up?
Like tradesman.
Tradesman? Always a plasterer?
No, I'm gonna do plaster and then probably go to chipping.
Oh yeah, fair enough. Right, I've managed to find Aiden, just dragging him away from the concrete. Thanks Aiden.
No worries.
Just going to fire a few questions at you mate.
Yep, no drama.
Now that we can travel again, do you have any travel tips?
Drive safe, I guess.
That's a good, yeah, drive safe on the roads guys. As a kid, what did you want to be when you grew up?
Not a concreter, that's for sure. Someone famous, but we didn't get there. Good dirt bike rider.
Yep.
But we haven't got that far yet.
Yep. Right guys, I've found another one of our second year apprentices, Cooper, as his friends know him as Milbo. I've got a couple of questions for you mate. If you were Prime Minister mate, what's one thing you would change?
Oh, the speed limit in Mooala.
Yeah, change it from 50 to what?
80.
80, yeah, I like it. As a kid, what did you want to be when you grew up?
Chippy.
Chippy?
Yeah.
That worked out well?
Yeah, it did, yeah.
If we were back in caveman times, would you be a hunter or a gatherer?
Probably a hunter.
Yeah, you fancy yourself as a hunter?
Yeah.
Yeah, why's that?
Hogs, dogs and quads, mate.
Oh, hogs, dogs and quads, yeah, I like it. Right, I've managed to find Jack, another one of our first year apprentice carpenters. Welcome Jack. Just got a couple of questions for you mate, if that's all right?
Yeah, no worries.
If you were Prime Minister mate, what's one thing you would change?
Probably make a 3-day weekend.
Now that we can travel again, do you have any travel tips or any places you really want to go?
High country. Go to the high country, I reckon.
Yep.
That's a go, yeah.
Rightio. If we were back in caveman times, would you be a hunter or a gatherer?
Gatherer, probably.
Fair enough, we need gatherers. Right guys, so I found Melvo, one of our star concreters. Welcome Melvo.
Thanks mate. Always a pleasure.
Just got a couple of questions for you mate.
No dramas.
At the moment there's a current election going on. If you were Prime Minister mate, what's one thing you would change?
I'd put our hourly rate up for sure mate. The construction workers, everything like that, I'd definitely put their rate up.
Now that we can travel again, do you have any travel tips?
Go out and enjoy yourself, have fun and live life to the fullest.
As a kid, what did you want to be when you grew up?
I wanted to either play AFL or play cricket actually and ended up being a concreter, so yeah. A bit different, but anyway.
That's right. Right guys, so I found Tommy, who from many reports is Lekeal's best looking tradie. Welcome Tommy. Just got a couple of quick fire questions for you mate, if that's all right.
Right.
If you were Prime Minister mate, what's one thing you would change?
No idea.
No idea? So not in the political sense at all?
No. Wouldn't know where to start.
Yeah. Now that we can travel again, what's your best travel tip?
Pack a carry-on with clothes, I suppose, just in case your luggage gets lost.
That's not a bad tip actually. As a kid, what did you want to be when you grew up?
Footy player, I reckon.
Yeah, for the mighty North Melbourne.
Mighty North.
Yeah,
Carey.
You might get a game now. If we were back in caveman times, would you be a hunter or a gatherer?
Hunter, obviously.
Yeah, obviously, yeah. Right, I've found Camo here, one of the older statesmen out here, but thanks Camo.
No dramas mate.
Just got a couple of quick questions for you mate.
Fire away.
If you were Prime Minister, what's the first thing you'd change?
I think working for the dole. I think it's always something that's
But sort of something that needs to be done, I think.
Yep.
Maybe even conscription.
Now that we can travel again, mate, what's your best travel tip?
See as much as you can while you can. You never know when you're going to get shut down again, I suppose. So.
As a kid, what did you want to be when you grew up?
I probably should say a builder, but I just wanted to be a chef to start with.
Chef?
I was told I wasn't allowed to, then I wanted to be a mechanic, I wasn't allowed to do that. So third on my list was a chippy, so
Yeah.
I'm a chippy.
As a kid, what did you want to be when you grew up?
Police officer, actually.
Police officer, why is that?
Don't know. Just always have. Always have.
Yeah, fair
Now
enough.
here I am.
If we were back in caveman times, would you be a hunter or a gatherer?
Probably gatherer.
Why is that?
I can't hunt.
That's fair enough.
Not chase.
What's your favourite thing about being a chippy?
The variety of work, probably. Like, everything's different. No 2 days are the same. It's great.
As a kid, what did you want to be when you grew up?
Probably a builder. I reckon I did, yeah. Yeah, I got into horticulture for a bit, but I told you about my career there, but probably a builder.
If we were back in caveman times, would you be a hunter or a gatherer?
I reckon I'd be a hunter. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, breadwinner. If we were back in caveman times, would you be a hunter or a gatherer?
Probably a hunter.
Fancy yourself as a hunter?
Yeah.
What's your go-to karaoke song?
Probably Bohemian Rhapsody.
Can you give us a little tune?
Oh. Probably not.
If your life was turned into a Hollywood movie, which actor would play you?
Oh, probably The Rock.
Well, I can see the resemblance, yeah. If we were back in caveman times, would you be a hunter or a gatherer?
Probably a hunter.
What's your favourite thing about being a plasterer?
The people I work with, they're pretty good.
If your life was turned into a Hollywood movie, who's the actor that would play you?
Probably Jonah Hill.
That'd be a good pick, I reckon. If we were back in caveman times, would you be a hunter or a gatherer?
I'd be a hunter.
Yeah, fancy yourself as a hunter?
Yep.
What's your favourite thing about being a concreter?
Concrete in general?
Yeah, just love it?
Yeah, just like it.
Yeah, the conch life. What's your go-to karaoke song?
Bit of ABBA every now and then.
Can you give us a tune?
No, we cannot. We'll break the mic.
What's your favourite thing about being a chippy?
Frames and trousers.
If your life was turned into a Hollywood movie, which actor would play you?
James Bond.
If you could time travel, would you go back to the past or would you go to the future?
Future.
Why is that?
See if we got floating cars.
What's your favourite thing about being a chippy?
Probably working with camo.
Do you have a go-to karaoke song?
Not that I can think of.
Nah. If your life was turned into a Hollywood film, who would play you?
Emilio Estevez.
Emilio Estevez, why is that?
He's Billy the Kid, just reminds me of yourself a little bit.
As a kid, what did you want to be when you grew up?
I wanted to either play AFL or play cricket, actually, and ended up being a concreter. So, yeah. A bit different, but anyway.
That's right. If we were back in caveman times, would you be a hunter or a gatherer?
Definitely a hunter. I'm definitely a hunter.
I thought so. What's your favourite thing about being a concreter?
Finishing, yeah.
Like at the end of the day, or?
Yeah, I'll stuff that up then, didn't I? Yeah, finishing the day is 100%.
Yeah. What's your favourite thing about being a chippy?
Variety. Get to do different things at most every day, nearly.
Yep. Perfect. If we were back in caveman times, would you be a hunter or a gatherer?
Hunter.
What's your favourite thing about being a chippy?
Just going to a different place, every time, every couple of weeks or something like that.
Yep.
So, just a variety of work.
Yep. If your life was turned into a Hollywood movie, who would play you?
Probably Leonardo DiCaprio, no doubt.
Similarities?
Yeah, similarities, yeah.
If you could time travel, would you go back to the past or would you go to the future?
Probably go to the future, I reckon.
Why is that?
To find the winning lotto numbers from the future.
If you wrote an autobiography, what would the title be?
The Life of Mills.
I like it. What's your favourite thing about being a chippy?
At Lekeal, building quality homes. That's what we do.
What's your go-to karaoke song?
Michael Jackson, Man in the Mirror, I reckon.
Can you give us a tune?
Not now, no. Saturday night maybe, not now.
If your life was turned into a Hollywood movie, who would act as you?
Leonardo DiCaprio, I reckon.
If you could time travel, would you go back in the past or go to the future?
Probably the past.
Yeah, why is that?
Because you've got the Beatles, all the older bands, Rolling Stones, everything.
Explain quantum electrodynamics in 30 seconds.
Something to do with science, probably a lot of math, and it's difficult.
Oh, can you hit the nail on the head there? Can you explain quantum electrodynamics in 30 seconds? Go.
I got nothing. I got nothing.
What's one thing your boss does that annoys you?
Smokes.
Good answer. What was the last book you read?
It was incorrect, I can't remember.
If you could time travel, would you go back in the past or go to the future?
Probably go to the future.
Yeah, why is that?
See what's ahead, see what's coming.
If you wrote an autobiography, what would its title be?
What not to do in life.
Explain quantum electrodynamics in 30 seconds. Go.
Yeah, no idea. Never heard of it.
If you wrote, an autobiography, a book about yourself, what would the title be?
Life as a 15-year-old apprentice.
Explain quantum electrodynamics for me in 30 seconds. Go.
What?
What's one thing your boss does that annoys you?
Blames everything on me.
What was the last book you read?
There's one of the ones at school where like you read it and you write about it. I don't remember what it was.
Must have been a good book. If you could time travel, would you go back in the past or would you go to the future?
Back in the past. I
Yeah,
reckon.
why is that?
Just see how everything's changed and good music back in the day.
If you wrote an autobiography, what would it be called?
The life of Gowdy.
Can you explain quantum electrodynamics in 30 seconds?
No, I don't even know what that means.
What's your go-to karaoke song?
Ronan Keating, You Say Nothing at All. I don't mind that one.
Can we get a bit of a tune out of you?
Oh, jeez. When you say nothing at all.
I like it. If your life was turned into a Hollywood movie, who would play you?
I'd like to think I'm someone like Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, I reckon. Yeah.
I can see the similarities. If you could time travel, would you go back in the past or go to the future?
The future. I
was
wouldn't
that?
mind seeing, just what it's like, everything like that, what happens.
Yep.
And
If your life was turned into a Hollywood movie, which actor would play you?
Dwayne Johnson.
Yeah, The Rock.
The Rock.
Yeah, I can see the similarities there. If you could time travel, would you go back in time or would you go to the future?
Future.
Yeah, why's that?
Be a surprise, I suppose.
If you wrote an autobiography, what would the title be?
Tom Mason, I suppose. Who
Yeah,
knows?
simple,
Yeah.
effective. Explain quantum electrodynamics for me in 30 seconds. Go.
Quantum electrodynamic. No clue.
Nah, that's fair. No one else did either. What's your go-to karaoke song?
I'm more of a jukebox man, mate. Give me a couple of shots and I'll sing anything.
Can you give us a little tune now?
Nah, I'll have the 2 shots, you got them?
Yeah. If your life was turned into a Hollywood film, who would play you?
Probably Ben Affleck, I suppose.
Yeah. If you could time travel, would you go back in the past or the future?
In the past.
Yeah,
Take
was
it to the 60s.
Yeah. If you wrote an autobiography,
Missed chances, I think.
Missed chances. Explain quantum electrodynamics in 30 seconds. Go.
Nah, I got no idea.
What's the one thing your boss does that annoys you?
Nothing really. I don't really have a problem.
What's the last book you read?
I think it was Michael Jordan's autobiography, actually.
Would you rather fight one horse-sized duck or 100 duck-sized horses?
100 duck-sized horses, definitely.
Yeah, good idea. Describe your job as if you were speaking to a 5-year-old.
We build houses, we hammer things, break things.
If you could time travel, mate, would you go back in the past or would you go to the future?
Oh, definitely the past. Yeah, I'm a bit scared to see what the future's going to be like, mate. I don't know about it.
If you wrote an autobiography, what would the title be?
Scott Oswald's book.
Explain quantum electrodynamics in 30 seconds. Go.
I know it's something to do with lightning and thunder, but that's all I know, mate.
What's one thing your boss does that annoys you?
Not really too much, really, but nothing really comes to
I think he's in the other room, he can hear you, can't he? Yeah. What was the last book that you read?
One that they made me read at school.
Yeah, fair enough. Would you rather fight one horse-sized duck or 100 duck-sized horses?
100 duck-sized horse.
What's one thing your boss does that annoys you?
It's on the phone too much.
Can you tell us your best joke?
What do you call a chicken with a piece of lettuce in his eye?
Don't know.
Chicken Caesar salad.
Would you rather fight one horse-sized duck or 100 duck-sized horses?
Probably one horse-sized duck.
Yeah? Yeah, most people have gone the other one, but why is that?
Yeah, well, at least there's only one.
That's fair enough. Describe your job as if you were speaking to a 5-year-old.
I make things look good.
Would you rather fight one horse-sized duck or 100 duck-sized horses?
Horse-sized duck.
Why is that?
Easier to hit.
Easy to yeah, fair enough. Describe your job as if you were speaking to a 5-year-old.
I build houses.
What was the last book you read?
Robert Harvey, I reckon I got halfway through his book and yeah, not much of a reader, mate, but I reckon it was Robert Harvey's book, yeah.
Can you tell us your best joke?
Bloke that went to the doctor and he goes, doctor, I've been having a lot of heartburn. The doctor goes, oh right, what'd you do last night? And he goes, oh, I had a birthday party and I had a bit of cake, but that's all I ate, I think. And he goes, oh right, I know what the problem is. You forgot to take the candles off. Bird in his chest.
Yeah, I get it. Would you rather fight one horse-sized duck or 100 duck-sized horses?
Yeah, duck-sized horses, I think. Is that right?
Yeah, that's it. Yep. Describe your job as if you were speaking to a 5-year-old.
We just hammer stuff.
What's one thing your boss does that annoys you?
Couldn't throw him under the bus. Everything he does is pretty good, I reckon. No, he's a ripper fella, Kenny. Nah, I couldn't say a bad thing about him.
What's one thing your boss does that annoys you?
Probably gives me 20 things to do at once.
Yeah. Can you tell us your best joke?
Probably this interview.
Would you rather fight one horse-sized duck or 100 duck-sized horses?
One horse-sized duck.
Yeah, why is that?
Sound like a reasonable answer.
Describe your job as if you were speaking to a 5-year-old.
Cut wood.
Just cut wood,
Yeah,
that's all you do. Yeah. If you wrote an autobiography, what would the title be?
I reckon just Melvo. Melvo's life.
Simple and effective.
Yeah.
Explain quantum electrodynamics in 30 seconds. Go.
What the hell is that?
What's one thing your boss does that annoys you?
There's a few, but I'd say he doesn't wash his own tools. He always leaves them laying around. Yeah, that's one. You've got to pick up after him all the time.
Yeah, you don't want that, do you?
Yeah.
What was the last book you read?
Ricky Ponting, actually. I got 50 pages in.
Yeah.
He's one of his autobiographies,
Yep.
so yeah, that was good. But
Work in
lost my
progress.
Page, yeah.
Yeah, start again. Can you tell us your best joke?
Why didn't the orange cross the road?
Why?
Because it ran out of juice.
Would you rather fight one horse-sized duck or 100 duck-sized horses?
Yeah, I'd probably go the 100.
Yeah.
100 duck-sized horses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Describe your job as if you were speaking to a 5-year-old.
I play with mud that goes hard.
Explain quantum electrodynamics for me in 30 seconds. Go.
Quantum electrodynamics. No clue.
No, that's true. No one else did either. What's one thing your boss does that annoys you?
Rocks up at smoko time every day.
It makes you do videos as well. The other one. What was the last book you read?
Dave Grohl, The Storyteller, on the honeymoon actually.
Can you tell us your best joke?
No, I'm not a gag man.
No.
I don't have any gags. No.
Would you rather fight one horse-sized duck or 100 duck-sized horses?
Duck-sized horse.
Yeah.
Horse-sized duck would have a bit in it.
Have a bit of go about it, wouldn't it? Describe your job as if you were speaking to a 5-year-old.
Point at a house and just say, we create that. No, it's wood together.
Yeah, fair enough. Explain quantum electrodynamics in 30 seconds. Go.
Quantum electrodynamics. No idea.
Yeah, no, not many people do. What's one thing your boss does that annoys you?
It rings me and sends me video messages when he's on holiday.
What was the last book you read?
A Health Reasons Over book about the Eagles.
Can you tell us your best joke?
No, don't do jokes.
No, it's a serious man, guys. Would you rather fight one horse-sized duck or 100 duck-sized horses?
The duck-sized horses, I think.
Yeah. Describe your job as if you were speaking to a 5-year-old.
I cut wood, nail it together, and make pretty buildings.
That's the best answer we've had all day. What's the best part about working for Lekeal?
Probably the blokes that work here. Great atmosphere. Love it. Get along with everyone real well.
What's the best part about working at Lekeal?
Cruisy. Everyone's good to work for around here. Everyone gets along. We all have a good bit of banter, and
Yep.
yeah, it's quite enjoyable.
Perfect. You heard it here first. Thanks, Aiden.
Thanks, mate.
What's the best part about working at Lekeal?
Do build quality homes, but I don't know. One thing my mum said when I was young is make sure you enjoy your job.
Yep.
So I love waking up every morning and coming to work at Lekeal, but and I got a ripper boss, Kenny and Chaz, and yeah, they look after us pretty well.
Yep.
And yeah, we like to have a good time. Yeah.
Perfect. That's it, mate. Appreciate it.
Thanks a lot.
What's the best part about working at Lekeal?
Just all the boys, all real nice, good to work with, good to have a chat with. Yeah, just everyone to work with.
Perfect, mate. Appreciate it.
Too easy.
And yeah, what's the best part about working at Lekeal, mate?
People that are here with us, I love everyone. They're great.
Perfect, mate. Thanks, Tyler.
Thank you.
Appreciate the time. What's the best part about working at Lekeal?
Everyone's good blokes, good company, good decent houses,
More than decent.
fabulous houses.
Yeah, fantastic. Righto. Thanks, Milbo. Appreciate it.
Right, mate.
What's the best part about working at Lekeal?
Probably the boys and friendly banter every day. It's good
Yep.
work environment.
Yeah, perfect. Righto. Thanks, Jack. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Jack.
What's the best part about working for Lekeal?
The camaraderie and the banter, of course. Everyone can take a joke, everyone can give one out. So
Yep.
it's really good, yeah.
Perfect. Righto. Thanks, Melbo.
Cheers, mate. Always a pleasure.
What's the best part about working at Lekeal?
The variety, like every house is different. It's like the same as why Chippion's been good, I suppose.
Yep.
And the boys are all a good bunch of fellas, so everyone gets along, and it's not any conflict on site or anything like that. So
Yep.
yeah,
Yep. Perfect. Righto. Thanks, Tommy. Appreciate it.
thank you.
What's the best part about working at Lekeal?
Really good bunch of blokes, good atmosphere. Haven't got a single employee that we don't get along with, so
Yep.
so good. The hierarchy's pretty good as well, so
Yep.
yeah, not bad.
Perfect.
And build really good homes, so
Yep. Perfect. Righto. There you have it. Thanks, Camo.
cheers, mate.
Cheers.